Alright, as you can probably see, give me a nice little setup right here where I got my, cube, my deck building kits. So I got a whole bunch of decks, a whole bunch of cards that are actual cards and proxies that are sleeved, all in the same color, black sleeves, so that way I could easily build decks. As you can see, I have, sleeved up. I have actual cards here. So as you can see, I got a play set of Undying Spirits on Gohan. I got my play set of Champa the Trickster. And I got my Mach Speed Kaioken Son Goku. And I just gotta go get the Vegeta the Cruel. So now I have play sets. So I need that I want to use these in. I have them. So there's that. Put these up here for now. If you saw my other video where I showed what was in the box, there's some new cards in there, obviously. But you get the idea that, it's cards I can build decks with. Cards that I like, effects that I like. And this video is about, what's it called? The Mulligan. It's about Mulligan. How Mulligan. So I'll use the Shenron deck real quick, just to show, quick hands. And I'll go through a couple decks. I got a couple decks up there I can grab and go through a couple hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You look through your hand. As you can see in this deck, you got 2 balls. So you definitely want those 2 to start off with, the 1-star, because you will be able to play first turn, as well as obviously regular Dragon Ball. Objection you definitely want, because you want to start ramping up. But these 3 here you don't have to have. Not right now anyway, so you can put them back in the deck. Shuffle your deck. Cut it all the good stuff. Alright, and then since I have 3, 1, 2, 3. So then, look at your hand. Ironically, got him back, but at least not got another ball. And then of course, Rescue Trunk's always good. So right off the bat, you got some good stuff here. Well, don't need this copy as much. So once you take your your lives, then you always search before you. Well, first you charge, obviously, right? So I already designated that as my charge card. So you always look for the card in your hand you're gonna charge, because you could also do, obviously, where your hand is. You pick a card you plan to charge. Like, I don't mind charging this card. Or don't mind charging a card, and then you hold on to that. Then you hold on to other key cards. So I could have done something like this, because I did have all cost Vegeta. On the other hand, I could have held on to these cards, but instead I held on to these 2. But I could have held on to these, so that way I charge this, and then of course I'm going to play those, and whatever else I got from whatever else was whatever else, right? But instead I did charge, and ironically I got it back, so I'm going to charge it anyway. And you want to search before draw, so you use the leader's effect. Go to your deck first before you even go through your life, because life is important. So don't go searching for balls there. Right? So you tap it, get the effect, and get your balls. Right? You get Super Dragon Ball as an option. Because turn 2 you can go for it. So for now, I typically just go for 2 more regular balls, but for now I'm gonna go with the Super Dragon Ball and then a regular Dragon Ball. I'm going to go with that route. Because sometimes you want to get Sparking 5 as soon as possible, especially when you have Trunks in your hand. He gives you the ability to defend, as well as you'll be able to draw off of him, so more, see. So that's why I'm still going to be able to get close to Sparking 5. So right off the bat, you ball, draw, ball, draw, ball, draw. Alright, so got 3 in the grave already. Tap 1. Obviously play 1-star ball, draw, and then you obviously want to pitch ultimate your big boss monsters, because you're going to bring them back later. And then that's how you'll play your opening hand. And next turn, untap, draw. And obviously, that's the key card you want to hold on to. Look in your hand. I don't normally need. I definitely want these two as a combo, so you normally don't need to have more than one objection. So in this scenario, what we could do is we can charge this, and of course we could. It depends on if our opponent's aggressive. You want to go objection, but if they're not that aggressive, then you can obviously go the Super Dragon Ball route. But this is to show how you're gonna mulligan, not necessarily how to play Shenron deck. You should already know, and there's videos out there that will show you gameplays among other things. But typically, what you normally don't see is like opening hands, like what to do with mulligan, because mulligan is a very important aspect of the game. Not many people talk about. It's important to see how you're supposed to play your opening hand. Not only that, also turns. Sorry, this got a little. I didn't notice it. That was like that. Grab my Cyberman deck. Pretty simple. This deck ain't that complicated. It's easy to mulligan this hand. So that's the thing, is the understanding of mulligan. But then what I was trying to get to was the turns of energy, like how the most energy you should play in a single game. So even if you get to like turn 6 or 7 or 5 or 8 or 9 or 10, or turns take, you end up at those high turns. What should be your maximum? 6 could be your maximum on average when it comes to certain decks. Super Saiyan 3 Goku leader automatically forces you to only be able to go up to 6, but just in regular gameplay, you might be cool with just playing 2 energies, at most, and then you could just play off of just 2 energies, or a 1 energy, if you have a 1 energy strategy, or a maximum of 3, 4, is like your most, maybe even 5, as an example. Now, with this opening hand, pretty good stuff. You like the idea of counterplay. You don't need sparking now, so you can obviously put that back. You keep at least one Cyberman, because you're going to charge that, so at least keep one card for charge, and obviously 1 card to, obviously it's a good counterplay card. Plus, it's a body you get to attack with. So then you put the rest back. So that's how you want to mulligan. Like this deck, for example, or any deck that has multiple copies, like a Metal Cooler deck. There's another card that I don't remember the name. I need to look it up because I want to make a deck with it. That you can have multiple copies of that monster, battle card in your deck. So when you have multiple copies, you have those types of battle cards where you can have a whole bunch of them. Then obviously you're going to use most of them for energy, and then once do what you got to do with them. So this is a really interesting hand, because I ended up with more Cybermans and more shocking death balls. But then you'll play your life. Alright. Obviously one of these would be energy. You could tap 1 to play 1, and that's how you basically play your turns, attack with your leader. The one I'm using is Goku, the green one with double strike. When he awakens, you draw, and you get, I'm supposed to show you, right? In case you don't know what he does. When he's awakened, when you attack with him, you draw a card, and he has double strike, and it's 15k. So you definitely want to awaken him, awaken, so that we can get that draw, because the drawing of the cards will obviously give you more of your counters, your negates, right? And of course more of your Cybermans. And then if you have, what's his name, Nappa, when you have Nappa, you obviously want to have more cards to discard, because the more cards you discard from your hand, the more Cybermans you can take out of your deck and put into play. So that means the more blockers, aka the more defense, right? So they're essentially like negates, like, oh, boom, 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 there. Oh, you try attack, negate, basically, right? Because they're gonna take all the hits for you. So your life points will be safer with Cybermans on your side. So that's how you will play that. Obviously in this deck, I also have, with all that deck thinning out them Cybermans, I could easily overwhelm and surprise my opponent with double strike. This is a good card to discard because obviously you could use it in the graveyard, so you could discard it. Shenron, of course, MVP, in all my decks now, because he can obviously bring back Cybermans, you know, because they're blockers, but you could also bring him back with the effect and use him to bring out more Cybermans. Thin out your deck and get to your negates and your counterplays, you know, and just double strike, because Goku's your win condition. This is a theme style deck. Ironically, you could play Janemba, the Janemba Mill leader. Yeah, Janemba Mill, for those who hate him. You could play Janemba as a leader, because you get to draw every time you attack. Your opponent mills 2 cards and you draw a card, so drawing a card is very useful for the whole Cyberman thing and for the whole, what's his name, Nappa, you know, so you can get more Cybermans out, more defense to defend yourself, and obviously you can just keep attacking and milling your opponent out. But I'd rather play double strike. It's more my style. I'm trying to win by turn 4. I'm not trying to take 10, 20, 30 turns stalling, trying to mill my opponent out. That's not my style. Deck tests. So obviously this is where I build my decks from. You know, any deck that I'm testing, I just store it in there, grab the cards, put it in there, and test it out. So I'm using the pan with the counterplay cards, so you can see I have the real ones over there, but I already started off, you know, I was proxying them. Great Ape in here. So this is a counterplay Great Apes pan, basically. So, you know, using the powers of the Great Apes, because they're big, strong, and they can block and stuff like that, especially with the field spell. So you see I got red, blue, green, yellow, all up in this deck, and of course our realms staples. So because I'm pan, I always, you know, want to keep that. Since I'm aggro, I want to keep that. And then of course I want to keep that because I want to charge that I'm charging. These 3 I could put back because I could always get them later, obviously. You want to charge one of each of your counterplays, battle cards, because you know you're gonna need that, the colors, the energies, right? You're gonna need red, blue, green, and yellow. At least one of each, so you can play your 1, 2, 3. So you can play your, you know, cards, of course. So let's see what I got. See, I got yellow. See, so I could go first instead. Is since I have more than one of this bad boy, I could charge this instead. That way I can make this live. Because this, with her, so good because you get to draw a card, you get to tap one of your opponent's battle cards so they can't attack you with it. And then she'll give this, you know, power boost. But the main thing is you get a draw for her. So you get a draw for her and a draw for him on your opponent's turn. So 2 for 1 is always good. So, you know, you can obviously start that off. So let's see how that'll play out. Obviously this deck you want to have 4 or more energy, so you definitely want to get to 4 energy. At most 6, obviously 6 at most. So you start off with the yellow, and then, you know, you could just, in your turn, if you go first, your opponent does his thing. Let's say he doesn't do no damage for some reason, and then now, you know, you can now drop the blue, so you got yellow, blue. So with 1 more energy, obviously this is live, so you can hold on to that instead of sacrificing that for energy. And then of course this is supposed to be just more copies of this. I just didn't proxy extra copies, so that's just another copy of this essentially. And then obviously, you know, you can combo. But let's say my opponent does have a battle card, so free to play, right? So I play him for free. She kicks in, so he's 20k. I draw, and perfect, right? Because you don't want the pluses, so you tap, play, and then you can search out whatever you need. Let's show a couple options. Obviously, you could get the blue Gohan because he's a Saiyan. You can obviously get the Goku because he's a Saiyan. You can get this bad boy. The leader's not yellow, so you obviously can't summon it, you know, by the combo ability, but it's still, you know, you can summon it with March of the Great Apes. Get your draw and effects, and it's a double strike, so it's all good nonetheless. So obviously there's some options. So moving on. I'm not gonna play out a whole game just to show. Play testing, you know, still good without multicolored energies, but if you want to add multicolors into this deck, so be it. Like at least a play set of multicolor multicolor cards. That way, you know, you can obviously make all the counterplay cards one cheaper, so that way they count. They only cost 2. I do play them with 3 energy, of course, but you could play them with just 2 energy if you added multicolor card. What else we got here? Universe 6. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I just want to show, you know, because I do have a lot of these deck profiles obviously on the channel, so this will help you understand how you're supposed to start the duel off. That's important. How you start, just as important as how you finish. So let's go Mulligan. Hopefully y'all like this. Hopefully this is informative. It's the whole idea. It's meant to help out those who might need this information. So many good stuff. Won't need to negate until late in the game. Want the hit, because the sooner I get that off, the better, of course. Because essentially, I need that. So I'm keeping the. Wait, what I'm doing? Okay. So these are the ones I'm keeping, and these are the ones I'm gonna give off. Mainly, I'm gonna summon her through the effect, so I get a Legic. So I'll put at least these 3 back. Now I'm gonna consider charging Legic if I don't get something else worth charging. So that's the strategy there with this hand, or just in general, is that, you know, Electric is always worth charging, because, you know, I could always, all the other copies I could play for free, so I don't need to have all 4 Electrics. 1 serves enough purpose. Obviously I want this discarded. Based off this hand, I would, you know, I'll charge this extra, you know, this extra Videl, and there you go, you know, and try to get this to the grave as soon as possible. But I don't want to have the 3 energy to play this, and then the 3 energy to use the ability. Bang bang. So pretty much you play this turn 3, keep, you know, and try, you know, keep them on the field, try to make sure your opponent don't get rid of them, and then on turn 4, bang, go off and get this out and go in. You know, if this is in the grave, it depends on the strategy, but definitely want to get this off as soon as possible. Turn 4, or turn 3 if you evolve. So that's how you'll basically play that. With most red decks, I always want to have a Bodyguard Legic. I always want to start off with Bodyguard Legic, so that's the main thing. Or at least any free play. Obviously, you want to start off with anything that gives you a power boost and an ability. Like, obviously, you want to Mulligan to get the Kaba. What am I saying? It's a East Spring Kai. You know, I definitely want to get this first turn, you know what I mean? Definitely want to get this close to turn 5 so I can go off and win. And then, of course, you know, Destruction Chomper and whatnot. But all your negates and defense, you typically want to put them back in the deck and just draw the cards you're going to start playing with. You don't care if you take some hits, because that helps you awaken, and awakening helps you get some extra effects and some advantages. You know, so that's a pretty decent effect. Like ghost tokens. Right, moving on. Hopefully you can see everything. Hopefully I'm not messing it up. Let's look at what I would do with an Overwhelm deck. Oh no, this is Team Bar deck. It's not the Overwhelm deck. The Overwhelm deck is over here. Grab it. There we go. My Overwhelm deck. That is important. The main leader I use is Mass Sane. Spare card. Overwhelm deck. The main thing for me when it comes to Overwhelm decks, or Overwhelm in general, is the idea that I'm just trying to obviously get cards in the graveyard so I can play the cards for free. So I treat the whole milling as my energy, so I don't need as much to play as many energy cards as possible, because that's just a waste of resources. Do have Shinrons in here, so obviously I will want to get at least 4 energies just so I can hard cast them. But everything else here, you know, you can see overall, as you see, you know, good amount of free plays. But then this one requires you to play 1 energy, so. But she has Dark Overwhelm, so she gets to stay, but the other ones will get warped. This is supposed to be another copy of this. So, here's that. Unless I have just 2 of him, 2 of him. Or I have 4 copies each, probably. I haven't checked this deck in a while. But anyway, let's move on to mulliganing this. Like, obviously, right off the bat, this is a good one because I will get my leader's effect. So as a first turn player, I want to have that. And I'll mulligan the rest, because like this one I definitely want to play, and then I'm mulligan the rest, and hopefully I get something that's worth charging, you know, so I can at least charge 1 energy. In this deck, at most I'll be charging 4, mainly for Shenron statue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we mulligan. See what we got. Decent cards. Got that, so definitely want to hold on to that for when I get to attack. So let's say I'm going first. There's a good card to play, so I could play that first turn. I have extra copies of these, so I would charge that. That's more of a removal card. That's like when I'm in a situation where I gotta get rid of something. But the first turn play. Alright, so let's do the life first. So, in this deck, not much. You just want to have something, at least something like him is a great first turn play, because you're setting your opponent back by 1. So, you know, you pay 1, play this, right? Oh wait, that's funny. I thought this was something else, but because you have to attack with this to get its effect. But I mean, you could play. Obviously, you could play. I'm not saying you can't play. It's good to play. I was just thinking that I get to draw. Like, oh yeah, doesn't have that effect. I mean, attacks it helps me self-awaken, so that's the whole idea. And of course, once per turn, place the top 3 cards on my deck to graveyard. So 1, 2, 3. Right, you see I'm tapped out, but I can still play a card obviously by overwhelming. So overwhelm these 3. His effect, when I play him by overwhelm, my opponent chooses a card from the hand and plays into the drop area, so they have 1 less card to play with. Basic, you know, obviously not too complicated. But with this deck, it's, you know, with overwhelm, well, specifically for me in this deck, it's about using less energy. I'm typically using 1 or 2, you know, energy. So if I have 3 energy, what's good about that is that that's essentially enough energy for 3 negates, 3 10Ks, and so forth and so forth. Let's look at one more test hand with this. One more hand, mulligan hand with this to see what we can do. Definitely you want her for searching, because you can obviously search him. So, and again, good first turn player, so you can hold that. You want that for second turn, and then the rest you can put back. Obviously, anything you can easily play for free or play in general, like a 1-drop or something like that, and then of course 2-drop. You want to make sure you have a play per turn if you're if you're about, setting up certain plays, you're trying to get certain effects, so, really decent cards, definitely want that, especially if I go second against my opponent. But again, take the energies, and put you like that, and then you play a card as energy. Negatives are definitely useful, so I will put that. I don't know, of course I can't do anything other than activate his effect. 1, 2, 3. Then overwhelm them to play him first turn. Opponent loses the card, and then I can end my turn, and I already have the ability to start trying to negate. Of course, this also gets banished, and I could just take a hit or something like that. Oh, cool, more negates. Next turn, untap, draw. Jeez, a really good card to draw. Don't need that many copies of my negate, so just give up one. And then, I have the ability to search, or I could just play this. So I'll go with the play to draw, play her, draw with her, just so I can get through. It's like, oh, that's decent, obviously, in case I gotta remove something. Depends on what I might be going up against. And as you can see, this has Dark Overwhelm, so I could play this for free. I don't have to pay 2 energy, I can play it for free. Could have played this first turn, but I want to play the other card. So now, mill 3. Alright, 1, 2, 3. And then play her Dark Overwhelm. And then get her effect, get the pluses and stuff. It's all good to go. And then I have, you try to attack, negate, boom, boom. And then I could go for my warp to get this back to my hand, obviously. And then, it's a so-called 5K, all that good stuff. So, plussing, you get the basic idea. The idea is, milling is the same thing as playing energy. So I try to focus on trying to put a lot of overwhelm 3s in the deck, or at least overwhelm 4s, because what you do is you mill 3, then you combo 5K, boom, by attacking the leader, like attack with the leader, 5K, he might have crit, so that's always good to make him stronger, and crit, that means your opponent takes damage and they don't get a card, obviously. And then you have 4 cards, then you can overwhelm, start dropping that. But what you really want to drop is obviously the double strike one, which there's none in there. Or play something where you could take some your opponent's battle cards, play that, take 2 or less, use it against your opponent. All good stuff. Alright, let's see. I think I ended right there because I went through Overwhelm, so I pretty much went through red, green, Shenron. See if I want to show anything else. I think that'd be it. I don't want this video to be too long because I do have other videos I want to make. So showing you how to Mulligan, because Mulligan obviously helps you play your deck. You want to start off with stuff that gets you where you need to get to, or at least gives you some type of advantage, like playing him first turn, gives you an advantage, when it comes to hand advantage, slowing your opponent down. They might, some players might, especially if you can benefit a lot if your opponent discards the wrong card, like you play, and then they discard a card, and then they realize later, like, oh man, I shouldn't have discarded that card, great. Your misplay is my play, right? It's my best play. Your misplay is my best play. So if I can do something that forces you to make bad plays, then it's great, because that's just as valuable as playing a card. It's just as valuable as a resource, because you making a misplay is one of the most valuable resources I could possibly have. You know what I mean? As a good player, or even as a bad player, if your opponent misplays and plays worse than you, that's a benefit. That's a free resource right there. And with my black deck, obviously I like a lot of free resources. Playing stuff with very little to no energy and get pluses while my opponent minuses. These are nice. I mean, they look good shiny. I'd rather have them not shiny, but anyway, I'd rather not have foils. But, you know, these are good cards. Might as well have them. And that'd be the end of this video.